Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, you gotta have the right voice to do that, and that's not it.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Birch Podcast, the podcast where Morgan has one more excuse to look at herself in a camera.
I don't even need an excuse.
And you know what's great about today? Notice we have headphones. We're actually like moving along using the super expensive microphones that Morgan bought. You know what I like about the headphones?
No.
I love that it controls your hair, so you'll be playing with your hair less during the podcast.
That's so true. That's so true. God bless these headphones. I'm always paranoid about my hair. We have a similar concern about our hair thinning.
Oh, you have it? No, you're not
my
concerned
not
about your hair thinning.
No, it's just that my mother has amazing, thick, voluminous hair, and I have normal hair. And so I'm constantly trying to pretend my hair is as good as hers, but it's not.
That's true.
And this is neither here nor there, because today we've got an important battle. Oh, you liked my pun?
Yeah, I did. That was pretty quick.
Thank you. The question is, who would win in a physical, classic fisticuffs fight? Dad or me? Dad, what do you think?
I don't think that it's a firm win. I think there's a statistical advantage toward you.
Okay. Wait, towards me?
I think you would be more likely to win.
Oh, you lied to me earlier.
But I think it's statistical. Like a what? Like betting odds. Like 65% of the people would bet you win. And 35% would bet I win.
Okay, I did a poll on my Instagram.
Oh, I saw that. I didn't vote on it, though.
You didn't vote.
Let's see if I should have. Let's see.
You definitely should have, because I just put it up. So I only have 5 votes so far. That doesn't count. We'll let it roll for another 24 hours. But right now, all 5 people have voted me. I would win.
You may very well be right.
I'm very physically strong. I'm physically strong.
Oh, wait, it depends.
And
we're talking about a physical battle, not an intellectual battle, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so I submit. I submit to the physical battle.
Yeah, now, but we both know an mental and intellectual battle, it would just be unfair to even take you on in that battle. Couldn't remember half the things you wanted to say.
Well, it's because I'm a compassionate parent. I wouldn't want to hurt you like that.
Oh, that's so sweet. So you just pretend to be dumb? Thinks it works. Okay.
That's Morgan's assumption when somebody actually listens and doesn't try to talk over her. But then again, since she's talking so much, anybody polite doesn't have a chance.
That's so good.
Maybe resembles you.
I think at least in part. I work really hard not to do that. But I also work really hard to.
I think clients and good friends of yours that way, but Birches, Casters, Tates.
You think I just bulldoze them in conversation?
Well, I think they're a little slower to feel comfortable jumping in, and maybe you fill the dead space.
So I should just let it sit for a while. Whatever. That's boring for this.
That's right.
Okay, so that was a bummer because I really wanted to argue with you about why I would win, but you just were like, "Go ahead, you win," which is not fun at all.
You're incredibly athletic. I don't think anybody here knows how athletic you are.
I think they do.
Some people might.
I think they might because
she's a killer. I mean, she's like, I'm going to put 50 pounds on my back and go up and down this 150 step thing
until I die.
Yeah, and do it until you're sick. Throwing up at the bottom of the stairs sick.
Okay, other physical fights that we were thinking about were the presidents.
Yeah, think about that. So tell me, here's my question. She asked me to come up with a few of these.
For sure.
Donald Trump
versus
Richard Nixon.
Donald during presidency age.
Yeah, as presidents.
During each of their
so take them out of context of where they were in office and then put them in a ring together. MMA style. Anything goes.
I think Trump was weight-wise so much bigger.
True.
So I don't think he's as agile. But I think that because of his size,
And
he would win.
he's certainly angrier, and he's like a.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
No, I don't know. Yeah, because I think you can anger verbally doesn't always translate to being able to express it well physically.
Okay.
I mean, I think Trump would be a
So
messy fighter and Nixon would be a clean fighter. I think if both of them studied fighting, if both of them studied Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a year, like they were both given a year to study, Nixon cleans the floor with Trump. So? Because Nixon is smarter and he's also very cunning. And with fighting, you have to be very smart. And like,
I don't know that a lot of older people would agree with you, but they might.
Well, if you look back, like if you listen to tapes of Nixon, I mean, he seems really strategic. Whereas Trump, I mean, a lot of the biggest problems he had was because he wasn't strategic enough.
It's too transparent.
Yeah, he was just like saying whatever would work in the moment, which Nixon didn't do.
Okay.
I think Nixon would win if they trained and Trump would win if they were untrained.
So I have a question. One more.
Go for it.
Abraham Lincoln, first term versus anybody.
He loses, right? Wasn't he sick? Although he was very tall. Does that matter?
I'm reading a biography of Abraham
Which one?
Lincoln right now. I don't know. They're all named Abraham Lincoln. There's like a dozen of them.
Okay. No. I read The Melancholy of Lincoln.
So
and
he was
beautiful.
He was a incredibly physical man because he cut wood with an axe, cut trees down with an axe, built fences using an axe.
Well,
and
then
he
can't say him versus any. Oh, you're saying he's so good that he would beat anybody.
He would beat anybody
physically.
Yeah, except for maybe I don't know. I really don't know. I think about Teddy Roosevelt as being pretty burly, and George Washington as being pretty burly.
I don't know what their actual heights were, but I get the impression that Teddy Roosevelt would be the strongest fighter of all the presidents.
You think so?
Yeah.
Anybody got an opinion? Share your opinion with us. I don't know if we can.
Maybe
see
people are commenting and I can't see because we did a 4th place. That would be so frustrating. If you're commenting, keep commenting because we'll see it later and it'll make us giddy and we'll respond. But who would win? And also strong physically, not necessarily physically strongest president, but best physical fighter president. It's important. So please let us know what you think.
It's important.
Cartoon wise, I was thinking about this. Bugs Bunny versus Elmer Fudd.
Bugs Bunny.
Instantly, right? Because he's the same size as Elmer Fudd.
Well, and he's also, I mean, they make him out to be
smart.
Wonderfully smart.
And Fudd is dumb. Yeah, that was a really bad one then.
Spider-Man versus Batman.
Oh. I mean, it's always your Superman versus Batman. It's so obvious.
Well, I like the Spider-Man versus Batman because they're both Batman and Spider-Man are more human.
Yeah, and also Spider-Man doesn't even have the web. That's a tool. Like that's a tool that they.
Yeah, and that's Batman's all tools too.
Yeah, I think. I
think Batman.
I think Batman. He's better trained. Again, he
always fights.
He's bigger. He's stronger. He's naturally more of a fighter. I mean, he goes out seeking fights. Yeah. Batman wins, even though Spider-Man is the one who has the superpowers.
Right.
For sure.
So what? Superman versus.
Superman wins. It doesn't matter whoever you say.
No, what the guy with the mallet?
Thor.
Superman versus Thor. That'd be close.
I think still Superman. I don't know. Oh my gosh, does Thor have no weaknesses? And I just never noticed because they made him so charming.
I think he's better looking. What's his name? Chris
Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I would put money on steroids on that. And almost every other superhero actor.
That they all take steroids.
Yeah, it's just really hard to build that much muscle, especially in a short period of time.
Steroids make a difference.
I dated a guy who was taking steroids.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Lots of them. And
Rick?
then
she's like, don't say anything else.
He had a sordid past.
Did you see that look on her face when I said his name? She's like,
no. That's one heck of a story. One day,
she doesn't tell me those stories until they're well after they're over.
No, I told you pretty quickly after it was over.
Yeah, but it was
Remember,
over,
because
over,
that
and
girl
over,
tried
and
to
you were
kill.
moving here.
There was a point where his ex tried to kill me, and
she didn't.
she didn't because he got in the way, but he was really upset. It was really stupid. Anyway, I didn't notice that he had not tried to protect me. He was trying to just keep his ex under control, but like not really. And Dad was the one. And when I was telling him the story, he was like, "Where was he? He came in a little late to that." Anyway, we'll tell you. Maybe I'll tell you guys that story sometime. Anyway, so steroids. He was on steroids, but for bodybuilding, and then there was another guy in the gym who was not on steroids, and it took the guy in the gym like a year to get as big as he was. So it's still possible, and he was doing it naturally, but it takes way less time if you're on steroids.
Steroids are hard on you.
They're so hard on you. Not a good idea. Also, I mean, the fact that the other guy got there in a year, I was like, not even a year. It was like 7 months or something.
Interesting. Anybody think it's worth it to do steroids?
They're not going to say yes on a comment, but you can DM me.
You know, I think I think if it had been really, because I was always so skinny and I worked so hard to muscle up when I was in my early 20s.
Yeah.
And just never got any.
You worked hard to muscle up in your 20s?
Yeah, I had this friend named Mike who was a personal trainer, and he traveled from gym to gym, and I belonged to the family of gyms that he traveled through. And he and a football player from the St. Louis Cardinals football.
An actual family of JIMs, not GYMs. But
yeah,
anyway,
back to that intellectual comment that we were talking about earlier. But anyway, so I followed him every day, and I would go to whatever gym he was working on, and then he would come over and train me every day. And he was like, "Okay, eat this. If you do what I ttell you to do, if you come in and meet me every day," and we had worked together at another job, so that's why we were friends. And so we did that, and he's like, "Yeah. You know what? You're right. You're just not built for gaining muscle." And I would have. I think he mentioned that. He said, "You know, if it's really important to you, you could probably find someone to give you some steroids. I'm not going to do it, but But he was burly. He and a guy named Dallas. Dallas, I know, was on the St. Louis Cardinals football team when they were in St. Louis.
I just noticed your microphone position. It's way better. Okay. He was on the football team. What did you say?
Dallas was. Mike wasn't.
Oh, wow.
But they were friends, so
beefy
guys.
All right, fights. I'm putting that behind us. Oh,
moving on. You're fascinated with your microphone. You did that last week. The whole week, you're like,
pressing
it.
It makes. Hey,
is it good here?
This is the only physical intimacy I have in my life right now. Sorry.
I don't know about that.
I didn't like it when I said it, and I'm sorry. I regretted it instantly.
That's good. One of these days we should talk about all your past boyfriends.
We have met so many times, but we definitely
not on
can.
Here.
We haven't?
No. You want to talk about the last one?
No,
I didn't think so.
I feel like that could be bad.
That
does say something about.
I think every one of them could be bad. Because you never want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah, that's
and my
true.
daughter never has any responsibility for the negative outcomes of the relationships that she's in. Because look at her, she's absolutely perfect.
Oh, I thought you were saying I take no responsibilities, and I was like, I definitely do.
I said you have no responsibility.
Oh, yeah, I'm blameless. That's so not true.
Anyway,
it's always my fault. Okay, I wanted to talk to you about pets in the city and kids in the city.
Yeah, pets in the city.
Which one is better? Versus pets versus kids. If you were going to recommend, do you have pets or kids in the city?
Kids.
Not thinking about them being older, just like the experience of having them. That's because you have a pet. But I think that having kids in the city is hard too.
I think that is, but kids are
more rewarding.
Totally different. Yeah, they're definitely more rewarding. They grow up slower, but they last longer.
Yeah.
And they'll visit you in your nursing home. They can drive there by themselves and say, "Hey, Dad."
But that's thinking about the future. I mean, obviously, if I had to choose for the rest of my life, do I either have kids or pets? Kids in an instant, kids, obviously.
In the city, everything is harder.
Except everything's harder because
except getting dirty.
Certain things are easier. No. Also, things that are easier are meeting a variety of people.
True. Yep. Exposing yourself to different cultures.
Career growth.
Ideas. Yeah. Agree with that.
I think, I don't know. I don't know if emotional growth is easier in the city?
I think cultural diversity is a lot easier. Seeing things that are, I mean, they're just right in front of you. You don't have to go look for cultural diversity.
Yeah, you
Cultural
change a lot.
diversity in the city, it's all over the place, and especially here, we're in New Jersey, and we're just north of Jersey City, New Jersey, which is the single most diverse city in the country.
Isn't that amazing? I love Jersey City.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love it.
It's a great city.
It's also huge. But yeah, okay. So but ease wise, I think it's easier to have a pet in the city than a kid in the city.
Probably. Neither one is easy.
Mm-mm.
Having a pet, now I'm guilty because we have Farley. We've been here 5 years and we got a dog.
Every time they get a pet, wait, guys, every time they get a pet, it's dad's idea. But then he doesn't, I don't know what happens exactly, but the pet ends up loving mom and not really caring about dad or attacking dad, straight out attacking dad. That also happened. Dad has wanted a parrot forever. They get a parrot.
It was a cockatoo.
A cockatoo. They get a cockatoo.
And it was a rescue.
And
so it had problems when we got it.
And every time it would nuzzle with mom. It would
love my wife.
Truly was in love with her, had a relationship with her, and would like nuzzle her and loved her. But anytime my dad walked into the room, it
wasn't just me. But
dive bomb.
Now, granted, only the two of us lived in the house. But even your brother, when your brother came in, that bird acted the same way. He's like, "Oh, there's another guy here. You need to die. I'm going to kill you. Let me out of this cage. I want to kill you." And he did.
Yeah.
He didn't kill us, but he definitely tried.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
And our dog now, like, we get along great. I love Farley.
Yeah, they get along. It's just
friendly.
that
he just
like
prefers your mother.
Bonded to mom.
Yeah. Well, she feeds him all the time, and she trains him all the time.
She trains him. I think
training
that's the key.
is feeding him constantly.
That is true.
So,
true.
I mean, she's just like a walking food distributor, like a vending machine. Oh, I look at you, stick my tongue out, and I get food. Yeah, this is awesome.
It's not just looking at her. He has to do what she says.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she's doing an amazing job of training him.
Yeah, but it's hard. I feel like a hypocrite because I thought, why?
Aren't we all?
As soon as we moved here, I was like, why do you people have these dogs?
Why do you people?
It's crazy. Yeah, and it's funny because in deeply rural areas like we came from, people are like, yeah, maybe I'll have a dog, maybe not. Not every household has a dog. Yeah, and a lot of them have them outdoors because they don't want to have a dog inside the house
it's
because
like
it's too dirty.
Kind of indoor, mostly outdoor.
Yeah. And so it's just not a big deal. And but here it's like everybody has a pet. Everybody. It's like, okay, you have a 600 square foot apartment and you have a Great Dane.
I bet the percentage is actually like 30%.
You think? Does anybody know? Anybody out there know what the percentage is of households
I don't know
with
how they would.
Pets in the city, in New York
I don't
City?
think they ask for that in the
places?
census though. So how would they even know? How would you know the
I
stat?
don't
Speaking of being a food dispensary, cooking, if you could either have to cook every meal for the rest of your
Funny
life.
that followed the pet.
Or you can never cook again. I grew up on a farm, man. We ate our pets.
People in New York will believe you.
Oh, well, I mean, do you count cattle as pets? Because then it
guess
does
if they're in
work.
4-H. Cows, lambs,
Pigs?
rabbits, pigs.
We did eat the pigs that we raised.
Yeah. Didn't exactly spend a lot of time nuzzling them.
No.
Let me pet your chin.
Your poop covered chin.
That's right. Take them out to their little poop area.
My question is, would you rather never be able to cook again, but you have to order every single meal out? You can do takeout too. Cost included. I'm not saying it's free. I'm saying like,
where are we going with this question? Can you make it clearer and
or
shorter?
never have to or you can never order from a restaurant again, but you have to cook every meal ever.
Where do I live?
That's part of it. That's part of it.
If I were living in the city,
like you are now.
If I lived here, I'd eat out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or have it carried in or whatever.
Because the problem is, if it's the rest of your life, then I think I would choose. Oh God,
I'd eat out. I'd here if I were in Iowa or.
Then it'd be cooking.
We were in. Myrtle
don't
Beach
know.
a couple weeks ago, and
yeah.
the food there was just everywhere we ate. We're like, oh, this is not great. So it was a little bit like going to England. I don't know how many people have been to London or gone to England and then
So
and found
worldly.
the food to be a little
I've still
disappointing.
traveled nowhere. I've
Well,
traveled nowhere.
Sucks to be you.
I don't count. I do not count cruises as traveling.
No, that's not.
I don't count it as traveling. However, I did talk to a friend recently and she was telling me all the countries she had gone to, and I realized a lot of them were on cruises. And I was like, I don't think that counts.
You know, being able to getting off a boat, running into a town
with
for
a
the
group
day.
of people who look exactly like you, only to the places that the boat always goes. So you're only in that.
Yeah, you don't really get to know the culture there, dog.
No, so it doesn't count.
When we went to Italy, we were there 16 days and drove everywhere. And
yeah, see, that's it.
That was great.
Minimum amount of time that you need to spend in a place in order to understand the culture. Moderately understand the culture.
2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even a month.
Anyway, food question. What about you?
I don't
cook it yourself or all home cooked.
Because the problem is rest of your life, right? So if you're the rest of your life having to eat out, then it works here for however long you're here. But then what? Oh no, eat out. Oh, but what if you don't make enough money? Okay, next question.
You said wherever.
Yeah, I said wherever you live. I know that's what I'm saying.
I was not considering cost.
I am considering cost.
You get so complicated. If you have to consider cost, then I'll eat at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. It's like obviously better to eat out, but also it costs so much more. You save so much money.
I thought it was the conundrum of
the food quality
and what your everyday life is like. Yeah.
No, I thought eating out was a no-brainer, unless you had to think about the cost.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all I got. So let's talk about boyfriends. Do you have a boyfriend right now?
We can't do it. We got 9 minutes left.
Do you have a boyfriend right now?
No, I have
Anybody you're dating at all?
No.
No dates on the horizon.
I've been on dates.
Have any planned?
Kind of.
Oh, see?
I don't know if it's a date.
Well, yeah, I get that. That's the funny thing about now is that it seems like a lot of the what I call dates that you go on are like, we're just going to kind of meet first and see how it goes.
That's what I'm trying to do now.
See if there's a date.
I think the problem, because what keeps happening to me is I go on dates, and then on the first date, if it's called a date, the question is, are you dating because you want to hook up with people, or are you dating because you want to build a relationship? And then I'm like, well, I potentially want to build a relationship. And then they're like, cool, now let's be super serious about it. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, the pendulum. So
I don't know.
Guys can act that way.
I just don't know. I mean, I just don't know.
Guys will do anything.
You don't know somebody well enough on the first date.
That's true.
So to know if you want to
ask another harder question. This is to the father-daughter thing, that talking about things that a lot of people won't talk about.
Did we say that at the beginning? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. But
welcome to the Birch and Birch podcast, where father and daughter who talk about things we probably shouldn't. Okay, go.
All right. So, without getting into how old you are, you're concerned about the year.
I'm 29.
Okay, you're 29, and you're concerned about your biological clock.
I am.
You know that you want to have children.
I do.
And are you considering having children without a partner?
Yes.
And what do you think about when you think about that? What are the pros and cons you see?
The pros are that I think it's worse to have kids with the wrong partner than to have them alone. And I do not ever want to make a decision based on a mentality of, what's the opposite of abundance? Scarcity, and fear. I mean, to some degree, there is fear in that, I guess, because I'm afraid of not having kids at all. But anyway, I don't want to make a decision. I don't want to partner up with somebody in a permanent way because I know I want to have kids. I would rather be really flexible and open in the partnership.
So how would you go about getting pregnant?
I don't know. I've thought about it some, and I'm like, all right, I know I think around at 32.
Okay.
I'm 29. At 32, if I'm single, then I go and talk to a fertility doctor and figure out what we do. Like, what's next? Maybe I adopt. Maybe I get a donor. I don't know. But I would rather, I know I want children. I've always wanted children since I was a child myself. And I also don't want to put pressure on a man to give that to me. Same way I don't want to have, like, financially, I don't want to have to rely on a man. I want to be so independent. I'd love to be interdependent, but
that would be best. But
would
if you
be
don't
best.
find the person to do that with,
then I'm not going to sacrifice the life that I'm going for.
So what do you think would, since you dated,
we should have talked about this earlier, huh? Go ahead. Sorry.
What do you think the perfect man is like?
The perfect man is like perfect man for me.
Yeah, if you could just kind of create. How tall is he?
Oh,
it's going to get deeper than that. Don't worry.
I don't know. I don't think about the physicality very much.
Or give me height. Pick a height then. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. It's 5 taller than me, generally. But
An
also,
inch or two taller than you.
I have crushes on people smaller than me, so it's really.
Mm-hmm. I know it's for you. It's mostly about the personality.
Yeah.
So, but an inch or two tall. How tall are you?
I'm 5. I think I'm 5'8" or 5'9".
Okay, so a guy 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet, 5 feet 12 inches,
6'7".
6'7". You do have an affinity for guys that are
muscular,
really broad-shouldered,
and big,
burly.
That's because
and thin-waisted.
That's your Why do you say that?
Because they come that way.
When I say
look
at the people I've dated, that's such.
When I say broad-shouldered, though, I'm talking about like super athletic. So that means that their waist tends to be fairly thin comparatively. Yeah. They're very Johnny Bravo structure with a darker complexion.
I don't know about that.
Mama. Yeah. All right. So
I don't know.
So anyway, that if physicality were a thing, that you would gravitate that way. But what's most important to you? What would you want? Funny?
I probably.
Successful?
Not necessarily.
What's the minimum level of maturity and success that you would expect?
I mean, I don't think you. When I say not necessarily, I mean financially.
Right.
I don't need them to make more money than me, or even as much money as me.
It would take a lot of men would struggle with the idea that you made more money.
That's the problem.
Do you think some of the guys you've dated have felt that way? Because when you dated the guy you were talking about, you made way more money than he.
I know.
You made way more money than I did.
Gave so much money to that man. He needed help.
And I didn't know any of this while it was going on. I would have just said, help. Are you crazy?
I know.
You know, that's just a black hole.
I know. I learned whatever.
You're still here.
I'm still
happy
here.
About that.
And I don't regret any of it.
Okay.
Okay. Financially, I don't need him to make more money than me, even as much money as me. Actually, if you want to be a stay-at-home dad for our many children, I'd be very cool with that too. But it's the emotional side. I care so much about interpersonal relationships, and I'm constantly thinking about them, and it's so frustrating.
Guys are not like that.
Some of them are.
Are they?
Yeah.
How come you're not dating them?
Because they're taken or gay. So yeah, that's definitely a big one. I really want to be able to talk about growth and progress and maturity and all of that stuff with my partner. And that's really rare. You're right. Maybe I should just date a woman.
Doesn't matter to me who you date.
Yeah, and then preferably funny because I love to laugh.
We were meeting a contractor yesterday at a condo or a co-op in Manhattan. The guy was pretty good looking guy.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I knew she was, because he's got that broad-shouldered, slim-waisted,
he was like
athletic
also
build,
like had an
suit, dark, thick, curly hair, wavy hair, very.
He was also loud. I mean, I think I really like guys that I don't.
Cartoonish.
He was such a cartoon
in his look, because he was
like a caricature of a man.
Yeah.
I feel like I have so many opinions, and that's probably the biggest quality. I don't want to bulldoze you. I don't want to be a bully. And
you mean to the guy?
To the guy.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the biggest problems I have is because I
think
have
you should
so
just
many
get
opinions.
after it and do it and see if they survive it or not.
I am now. I'm truly myself. And I'm like, take it or leave it. Because I'm going to have kids one day, whether you're here. And I also know everything's temporary.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'll have a great relationship for a while and then it'll
everything
end.
but
That's
kids.
fine. Everything but kids. I know.
Permanent reminder.
But permanent reminder, not of a temporary emotion. I've had this desire and emotion for a long time. So I'm confident in the kids thing.
So there you have it.
So there we have it. Okay.
So if anybody out there knows the perfect guy for Morgan, let me know first. I'll filter it and then I'll let her know.
No, don't let him know first. What do we need?
You should have seen her. The guy walks out the door yesterday. We got all done. And the guy's like, okay, thanks a lot. Talk to you later. I'll get this to you by the end of the day today. And
but with like a New York accent.
Yeah. The door closes and she just goes. Like I knew you were gonna. I knew that.
It was yummy. It was nice little eye candy.
Oh, yummy! I don't need to hear that.
It's just not. It's eye candy. It's delicious for my eyes.
Anyway.
See,
that's the great thing about this, our little father-daughter podcast. You can now, if it's an opportunity to make one of us uncomfortable, I think Morgan can make me uncomfortable quicker than I can make her uncomfortable.
To be fair, you did train me. I mean, in my upbringing, you thought it was really funny to say things that would make me uncomfortable. But the problem with that is it desensitized me. So you had to keep going further and further to the point where you're like, I can't even make the joke that would make you uncomfortable because it's too far.
Yeah. Anyway,
thank you for joining us if you did.
That's right. And gosh, I'm just so excited that every week our little podcast is getting better. This is the second week in a row. We're in our little podcast studio.
Yeah, we got our headphones
and we got the Morgan super expensive microphones. And I said, oh, I'll get the headphones. And we came in today and she said, oh, these are nice. How much were they? And I was like, almost nothing. And it's like, I supplied the cheapest piece of equipment of this whole setup here. You should see it though. There's a lot of, she bought this really cool control panel-y thing and her computer's over here and all kinds of stuff.
I wonder if I can kind of.
Cool. Yeah, let's not go there. See that?
That's our logo.
Cool equipment.
That's as far as we go.
Lights all over the place, so I can look like I've been drinking for the last 14 years instead of eating anything.
You do look like you have jaundice.
Yeah, I'm jaundiced. I had a half a glass of wine last night. I've gotten in the habit of not finish. I'll like pour a glass of wine in the evening,
and then you only drink half of it.
Yeah, and then I don't finish it.
Congratulations. I can see a comment. Who is this? I don't know how to say her name. Oh my God. Somebody I don't know on YouTube said, crap, I'm tall and slim. Oh, I'll date you. Tall and slim's fine.
Tall and slim.
I like tall and slim. I had a huge crush on several tall and slim.
In college, especially.
And some shorties.
What was his name? Can we say it here or should we not?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Oh my God. No. Oh, he knows if he watches this whole thing, he follows all my Facebook stuff. If he watches this thing, he'll be like, oh yeah, I was obsessed with him for like 4 years.
4 years, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
I was really into him my freshman year, and then after college,
there were replacements from time to time.
That looked like him?
No, that you liked. I mean, you had a lot of crushes in college.
Oh,
it was like,
yeah.
Flip channel, flip channel. But he was a channel you flip back to more often than most. Is that fair? If guys were a channel,
the person you're describing right now sounds so terrible.
No, I'm just talking about
me
flippant crushes.
Yeah,
not that you dated them or anything.
I didn't date them. That's
I've always grilled my kids. My son absolutely hates this. I'm like, so anybody going on in your life? You know, meeting anybody? Like anybody? No, I'm not really dating anybody. And like anybody? Come on, you gotta like somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of got a crush on this guy right now. I got a
girl.
Morgan's always been.
You said your son.
No, my son doesn't like this.
I know.
Alex, your brother.
I know. I thought you were giving an example of talking to him, and if he would be a little upset if you were telling him everyone he was gay. I mean, he'd be fine, but like not really.
I think he'd be fine. Yeah, but the fact that he's not might be a problem for him.
Because he looks like a model.
He's very model-esque, very curated.
Yeah,
brother's very, very curated.
Well, and also just naturally, he got the jawline.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that. He got some unusually. Both of you got some really.
Mine's
both
mostly
better
created by makeup.
You know, beware as a parent. You never know how your kids are going to come out. And we all know those kids that came out, and it's like, how could they have engineered a way for a kid to get every single negative trait from their father and mother and then create a soul like that? And then there are other ones that their parents are just like not great looking, but their kid is stunning. It's like somehow they got this magical chemistry. And Morgan and Alex have both
those
definitely
that's
come out
sweet
with
words from a parent.
That's right. But I think a lot of people would agree with me.
I think that's not right, but that's sweet.
But anyway,
you were on a roll, and I cut you right off. You said that you raised us and always asked if we were into anyone, and then you told us to get over them. That thing.
Yeah. And then it was like I was really anxious. I thought it would
you wanted
be great.
us to date a lot.
I wanted you to date a lot of people. So when you finally met somebody and you liked them, you would never say, I really didn't. You would not second guess yourself, and you'd say, I dated a lot of different guys, and this guy's awesome. Or this girl, in Alex's case, this girl's awesome.
Or me, hey, we just discussed it. I might be open to it.
Yeah. So if they dated very long, I'd always say so, or your friends, because you guys almost deliberately didn't date or let us know about your dating, because I don't think we had that conversation, but you did not date much when you were around your parents at all, or have boyfriends or girlfriends.
We were just, we were both really.
But your friends, it's like, how long have you been going out? No, about 2 months. Oh, it's time to move on.
He also always asked them if their partner was a good kisser, which is hilarious.
And the ones I love the most are the ones that were like, yeah.
They go,
well, I don't know, kind of. Like, oh, the poor guy or poor girl.
I don't think that you teaching us the mentality of move on was negative. I think because I don't regret leaving any of the people that I left, or breaking. They broke it off with me, and it was short too. I think I'd prefer shorter than longer. Like, once
that's a great. I'd like to talk about that in another podcast. Because there's so much stigma in life about breakups, and we love to add drama and make them a big deal, and we have these huge expectations of what it means to be a perfect couple and what works. And I'm not your mother. I'm sure would disagree with me without question, but I'm a proponent of, if it's not working out, just move on, or
this
find
coming
ways.
From a man who's been married for 31
years. But there are lots of ways around. Lots of ways to skin a cat. So but we're so hard on each other, and we have these expectations that, and you even do it in your own single relationship. The way I look at the marriage that I'm in is different than the way your mom looks. My wife looks at the marriage that we're in.
Yeah.
And everybody would like the rest of the world to be just like them, but they're not. And that includes married couples. And,
I agree. Yeah.
Sometimes I think you can make that work and work around the rough edges and find ways to make it work. And other times you can't. And to me, if I'm going to be damning about anything, it's going to be people that damn people that decide not to be together anymore.
Yeah.
Like, well, can you believe they got divorced? Can you believe this happened? Yeah, I can.
Yes.
Because we all do stuff that people don't like every day. And so do spouses. And if they don't want to live together, why force them to be so miserable? Why do we, I used to hate that there are a lot of things I don't like about the Christian church. And it was one good example is that if there was a married couple in the Christian church and they got divorced and they were ousted by whatever, it didn't matter what church they were in, or they would want to keep one and then villainize the other one. Yeah. So it was a bad thing. But then if that divorced couple, let's say they were both having an affair, and the ex-wife takes off with her boyfriend that she was having an affair with, and the guy takes off with his girlfriend he was having an affair with, and they both go to a new church. Those two new churches welcome them with big smiles and big hugs, and everything's awesome.
Yeah.
And the church they left
isn't
hates
that weird?
them.
We're not judgmental when you come to us having the problem. We're judgmental when we as people, like
when
all
you
people,
prove to be human while you're here.
while you're here, like while we know you, if you make a mistake, we judge you for it. But if you're a new friend or a new member of the community and you come with a mistake, then we don't judge you for it.
Yeah.
It's really,
when really, I think the people
really
that you are with are the ones that's supposed to, hey,
I think
too bad it didn't work out.
I think that's true.
Let's go to dinner.
But it takes more effort because you have expectations. All of our discontent with people is rooted in expectation. And without realizing it, we expect whoever's around us to stay the same. So it makes sense that the whole group would be like, no, because you've abandoned, you've not met our expectations. Whereas when you go to a new group, there are no expectations for you yet. So you can set the bar lower. I don't think it's right.
I agree with that.
I just think that's why. Yeah.
Expectations. I want to talk to you about that after this is over.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
It's ominous.
Ugh. What?
Look at that look on her face.
Oh my God. What?
So those of you that were out there at the beginning of the thing when we were talking about the emotional battle, who won in the podcast today?
You did. Ouch. What are you talking
Smackdown.
about? What are you talking about? Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm so excited. I can't tell you. I can't tell you now. I'm not going to tell you here without your permission.
Can I mute it? Hold on. I'm going to mute us. Hold on. We might come back. Hold on.
I don't want that.
All right. He told me, but I already think that it's true. So not offensive.
I love the concern in your face though, because you're like,
I didn't know what it was. You were like, you failed in some way. I'm not going to tell you what.
This is a great testament to our relationship and how good we get along because we really don't have any secrets. And I think what happened there was she was thinking,
what the heck did I do?
Yeah.
And I think you could totally say it.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, fine.
No, because it involves other people that would not want to be involved. They would not want to be mentioned.
Oh, you're true. You're right, because they might, the DM. Okay.
Yep.
Somebody might say something.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not really bad. It's just.
It's not bad at all, though. Now they are doing the same thing I was doing. I'm sorry that he's done this.
If there's a lot of people out there. Yeah.
Look how proud you are. Oh my God.
I'm so happy.
Okay. Thanks for joining us. We've gone way over time and I don't even know why. We just had a good time. We're glad to be here.
I love you.
I love you too.
So
shake and bake.
Shake and bake, baby.